Okay, guys, there is a quiet divide happening in classes right now, and most students don't even realize which side of it they are on. On one side, students are pasting essay prompt into chatbot and then submitting whatever that comes back. You do it, you're in that category. That's the laziest way to use AI, and honestly, is also the riskiest. While on the other side, a smaller group of students have figured out something different. They are using this AI tool in a pretty specific way, and it's saving them lots of hours every week without actually skipping the learning or causing their academic integrity risk. Now, in this video, I'm going to walk you through three AI tools. These AI tools I'm going to walk you through falls in the second category. I'll give you real use cases, real examples, and a clear line on where AI helps, ends, and academic risks begins. So let's get into it. Before I talk about these three tools, let's talk about the actual problem. Most students, right, they default at one use case with AI. Now, what are they doing? They are asking the chatbot to write something for them. For example, an essay, an outline, or a discussion post. That's the least valuable way to use these tools for two reasons. First, it scales the learning entirely. If AI writes your prompt for you or writes your essay for you haven't practiced an argument structure or synthesis. Those are the skills that shows up in your everyday exam or in your job through the rest of your life. Then secondly, it's the highest riskiest use case. Universities has gotten significantly better at detecting these fully written AI contents or generated writings, right? And the consequences for that are very, very serious. The students that are actually getting value from this AI are using it completely different. They are using it either as a research accelerator, as a study partner, as an organizational assistant, not as a replacement for their own thinking. Now, keep this decision in mind because in this trend, I'm going to run you through everything. Now, here is what they actually do. You can record or import your lecture notes or readings, and this AI will turn them into organized, searchable summaries. Now, often with auto-generated flashcard and key term highlights. Now, the good ones don't just transcribe what was said; they actually identify concepts being taught. Now, what they do, they connect related ideas across lectures and generate practice questions based on what you've already covered. Now, here is why this genuinely helps learning, not just convenience. There is a well-studied concept in cognitive science called space repetition. Reviewing material structured, recurring interval dramatically, helps how well you retain it compared to just reading your notes passively. AI no tools that auto-generates flashcard basically automates space repetition for you without you having to manually build the study system from scratch. Now, quick example, a pre-medical student taking 5 heavy lecture courses use one of these two to convert recorded lectures into structured summary with this flashcard. Instead of spending Sunday night rewriting notes from scratch, she spends her time actually actively quizzing herself with this auto-generated card. Now, what happens is her weekly studied prep time dropped by one third and her exam scores actually improved. Why? Because that saved time went straight to active recalls instead of passive transcription. One important thing to note from this is don't treat AI summary as a replacement for actually attending your lectures or engaging with your lecturers, right? Use it as a review tool, not your first exposure to the material. Okay. So these tools can help you search academic databases, summarize papers, or find relevant sources for topics and format citations correctly. So some can even scan a long academic paper and give you a structured summary of its methodology and find this under 1 minute. Here is why this matters. Research for a college paper, traditionally, it's huge amount of time in the discovery phase. Just finding which sources are even relevant before you have even read any of them closely. Now, these two help you compress that discovery phase significantly, which means more of your actual time goes towards critical reading and forming your own argument. That's the part that requires real academic thinking. This pattern shows up beyond school too. Research summarized by HubSpot on workspace AI adaptation found that across all industries, AI tools have saved most time in research and information gathering, while human judgment stays essential in analyzing and decision-making stages. Same principle applies directly to your workflow. Let me give you an example. A graduate student writing a thesis literature review use this AI tool I'm talking about to dredge over 80 potentially relevant papers down to just 20 applicable to her own argument. Now, that process used to take her full 2 days of skimming abstract, right? She then read all the 20 fully herself and wrote the literature review without AI help. The tool did not write that thesis for her. She made sure she spent her limited research time on the right material. Now, critical rule here, never let AI summary of a source become the understanding of that source. Use AI to filter and prioritize what to read, then actually read and analyze it yourself. This is different from the tool that writes content for you. This tool actually analyze the draft that you've already written and then give you the structural feedback, clarity issues, right? And argument gaps, weak transitions. And the good ones explain why something isn't working, not just what to change. Think of it less like outsourcing your writing and more like having a writing tutor available at 9 p.m. A feedback on your own draft, explain clearly and apply immediately is one of the fastest way to actually improve as a writer because you're seeing the gap between what you meant and what you wrote in real time on your own work. Now, let me give you example in this particular one. I like as I'm teaching, I'm giving you an example so you understand and follow up on what I'm saying. An undergraduate who struggled with essay structure started using an AI editing tool before submitting drafts, not to rewrite them, but to flag where his arguments lost the thread or where the tradition felt absorbed, right? Over one semester, his professor's feedback shifted from structural comments like, guy, your argument lost focus in paragraph 3. What happened? Now he changed from that to almost entirely content level feedback. That's a real sign that the skill is transferred, right? You're actually learning the skill because he was reading and understanding the why behind the suggestion that the AI gave to him instead of just accepting written sentences. The rule that makes this work is read every piece of feedback and ask why before you apply any change. If you're just accepting suggestion without understanding the reason, you're optimizing for a better grade on one paper instead of building a skill that compounds across papers you've ever write. Now, let's make this really concrete with a simple framework. This one is generally safe, right? Summarizing your own notes is safe. Generating practical quiz questions from material you've covered is also safe. Finding and filtering research sources and getting structural feedback on the draft you wrote yourself is also safe. Generally risky or outright against policies. I'll give you some examples. Now, asking AI to write your essay without outline or checking your syllabus first is risky. Asking AI to, write full paragraph or submission is also risky. And submitting AI generated text as your own work is also risky. That one is, let me say, that one is a clear academic integrity violation almost everywhere. Now, here is a general principle for you to remember. AI helping you process and organizing or understanding information you are engaging with yourself is safe. AI now producing the final output in your place is not. And seriously, check your specific school AI policy. This varies a lot between institutions and between individual professors within the same school. Now, how to choose the right tools? With the new AI tools launching constantly, here is a quick filter before you commit to one. One, does it explain its reasoning? Tool that just hand you over answers teaches you nothing. You understand? But tools that shows their work actually builds your skill. Number two, does it fit your existing workflow? The best study tools is the one you're actually opening constantly, not that most powerful one sitting on use. Number three, does the free time cover your real need? Does it actually cover your real need? Check, ask yourself. Most students not even need every premium feature. Test the free file first, and then you will know if you can use the premium version. Then, lastly, the most important one, does your school or professor restrict it? If they restrict it, always check the policy before relying on any AI tools because it's very important. It might affect your grade, it might affect the relationship with your school, or it might affect your score all through your semester. There is the bigger point I'm adding all of this. The students getting most of the value from this AI through the mistakes, how it outsourcing their attention. They are actually using AI to clear away the repetitive, time consuming part of the study. So they have more time and energy left for the part that actually build real skill, analysis, argument, and understanding. Here is why this matters beyond schools also. Employers are increasingly looking for people who actually have this AI skill and then they are strategically using it to solve problems. All right. They know how and when to lean on this AI tool and when not to. Know the difference. Now, building that judgment now in a lower stake academic settings give you a real advantage later. Start with just one of these tools that I have mentioned earlier in this video. Use one of these for 1 week. Pay attention whether it's saving you time on the boring part or quietly doing your thinking for you. Then you can now adjust from there. So if you're building alongside school, something like student tip channel, newsletter, or student projects, check out www.tekriohub.com. It's a digital and audience discovery platform built for creators and early founders growing their first media. Link to my description. If this video helped, subscribe. I post these breakdowns regularly. Drop your comments if you want me to cover a specific AI tool in more depth. See you in the next video.